Good evening to all the viewers. I welcome you all to PRAGNAVARIDHI lecture series conducted for second year BAMS students. Panchajanya, the divine count of Bhagwan Sri Krishna, which was blown during Kurukshetra, indicating the start of Dharma Yuddha that followed. All the efforts were done for the establishment of Dharma. Dharma was kept over personal relations and motives. Keeping the same motive in our mind, our organization works towards establishing the importance and necessity of following and imbibing Bharatiya culture, accepting our roots, and making people realize the true essence of Ayurveda, not only as a treatment modality, but also as a way of life. All this while walking in the path of Dharma. Hence the motto, Shreyam Bharatiyam, Arogyam Ayurvediyam. The founders of this organization started this because we felt the need to spread the knowledge of Bharatiya culture, Ayurveda, the true history of Bharata Rashtra, and values to all stratas of people in every corner of the world. Also, the founders, being Ayurveda aspirants, know the inside out of today's medical field. Hence, they aim to make people aware of this and also try to solve this in one go. With this aim in mind, I would like to welcome you all to PRAGNAVARIDHI lecture series conducted for second year students. Today we have Vaidya Sujatha ma'am. Ma'am is currently working as a professor at SDM Bangalore. Ma'am has completed UG in Mangalore University and MD in Rasashastra and Vaishajya Kalpana. Ma'am has completed PhD in RGHS March 2017. Ma'am has a teaching experience of more than 20 years in both UG and PG. Ma'am has published more than 30 articles in various national and international journals and attended many training programs. Ma'am has been a resource program in treatment of ear disorders, continuing medical education program in the Department of Ayush, Government of India, held at Government Ayurveda College. Ma'am has also been a resource person in CME training program on Rasashastra and Vaishajya Kalpana in Alva's Ayurveda Medical College. We are very honored to have you in the session, ma'am. Handing over the session to you.
So, good evening, everyone. Today, I am going to speak about a topic, Yantra Prakarana. So, I selected or I wanted to explain in such a way that so this should be useful to the students who are going to appear for the exam. So, if you go through the definition of Yantra, it says that Yantra is a device or a equipment that is used to do the various processings, especially in Rashastra. Even some of them are used in Vaishajya Kalpana also. So here the definition is given as Raso niyantrate ena yantram taditi katyate. So yantras are especially used to do the processings, especially whenever you are using Parada in that, it helps in controlling the loss of Parada because Parada is highly volatile in nature. So if you do it in an open atmosphere or in an open vessel, there is a chances of loss of Parada. So to control that Parada, you should go with a particular device that is called as yantra, and that is also said that it is used to do the other procedures like Swedana, Mardana. So these procedures also requires yantras, or in other textbook that is in Rasa Tarangini it is said that Rasa Uparasa Lohadya Maranadyartha Siddhaye Yantrate Anena Yasmat Tasmat Yantram Prakirtitam. It is not only used for the processings of Bharata, it is also used for the processings with Maharasa, Uparasa, Loha, Ratna, Adi Dravyas. It is used to do the Marana, that means to prepare the basmas from all these tricks, as well as it controls the loss. That means the loss is not possible if you use that specific yantra or the equipment in the preparation of medicines. In short, it is given as niyamyate, bhatyate, rakshate, va, paradadi, anena upayogena, tat yantram. That means it helps in the niyamana, that is going with the proper way, controlling of that, and to do the bandhana as well as to do the protection of paradadi dravyas, that is called as yantra. So under your syllabus, a few yantras are explained. In that, the important one I am going to tell you today, that is the Ulukhala yantra, or it is also called as Udukhala yantra. So try to remember this, because in exam they may give it as a Udukala yantra or they may give it as a Ulukala yantra. Both are same. This is the yantra, it is especially used to pound the hard substances. That's given as Tapyadinam Puttanantam Yantram Etat Prayujyate. So Tapya means it is nothing but copper pyrite, that is the Swarnamakshika. It is stony hard in nature. So when you want to pound such a drugs, then you have to go with the Ulukala yantra, or you can use it for the pounding of herbal drugs also. They are more hard and fibrous in nature, like the Dashamula. So these drugs are hard to pound. There you can use this Ulukala yantra. The speciality of this yantra is specially made out of iron. Iron is used for the construction of this Ulukala yantra, and dimensions are given as it is Vistara, that is the diameter of this Ulukala yantra is 10 angula, height is given as 16 angula, inner depth is given as 13 angula, whereas Loha Danda, that is the vessel, that is length is given as 20 angula here. So one thing you have to remember mainly that which material is used for the construction of Ulukala yantra. Second thing you should know about the dimensions of this and why it is used. These are the three important things here. And author also says that the last two lines says that you can increase or decrease the dimension of the yantra according to the quantity what you want to pound here. So accordingly, you can change the dimension also. That option also given in the classical textbook. So this is the picture of Ulukala yantra. According to the classical description, it is cylindrical in shape. But now in market, we will get different shaped Ulukala yantras, even different materials also used. But better to go with the Loha, that is the iron, as a material for the preparation of Ulukala yantra. Now, what are the questions you may face in exam under MCQ? The first question is material used for the construction of Ulukala yantra. That is nothing but Loha, iron. That is the answer. And height of Ulukala yantra is dash. That you have to write it as 16 angula. Dash yantra is used to pound the stony hard substances. Then the answer is Ulukala yantra. Length of Lohadanda in Ulukala Yantra is dash, that is the 20 angula. So this much MCQ you can get it in an exam. So try to remember this. Either directly they may ask the question or indirectly they may ask the question like dash yantra is used to pound the stony hard substances. Then you have to write the answer as Ulukala Yantra. So next will the question. So under this yantra prakarana, you will get only 5 marks question and MCQ. No 10 marks question will be asked under this yantra prakarana. So question under this Ulukala yantra, they can ask as define the word yantra. Then you have to write about the definition of yantra and explain Ulukala yantra with the diagram and pharmaceutical application. So what is your answer? So first you have to define yantra, then you have to draw the picture of Ulukala yantra and give the dimensions and label the diagram properly, and finally you have to write about the uses, where it is used, for what it is used under pharmaceutical industry, so that you have to mention here. So 5 marks answer you can write under this. So next pounding instrument that is used in pharmacy is Khalva yantra. So this is the Khalva yantra. First we have gone through Ulukhala yantra. Now it is the Khalva yantra. Khalva yantra, it is commonly used to pound the substances as well as it is used to do the bhavana procedure. Definition of Khalva yantra is given in Rasatarangini as Chashakopamam, Atyacham, Sudradam, Pichilopamam, Sa Shila Vihitam Patram Kalva Yantram Iha Uchyate. So, according to this, Kalva Yantra is a chashaka, that is a cup-like structure, and it is clean one, strong one, and the surface should be smooth, and specifically it is said that made out of stone. And another definition it says that rasa uparasa loha dehe peshana adi karmani rasa tantra kriya dakshay kalva yantram prayujyate. So what they say is that kalva yantra is used to do the peshana karma. Peshana of what? Rasa uparasa lohadi dravyas. So this is what the second shloka says the meaning. After that they are given the type of stone which should be used for the preparation of Kalva Yantra. They are given it should be blue in color or dark blue in color, it should be smooth one, and the length, dimensions, everything is given in Rasaratna Samuchaya. Examination point of view, it is not that much important, but type of Khalva Yogeshila, and after that the dimensions are given uh, under Rasaratna Samuchaya. Now the types, this is important examination point of view. What are the types of Kalva Yantra? Accordingly, depending on the material used for the preparation of Kalva Yantra, it is classified as three. One is Pashana Kalva Yantra, Dharu Sambhuta Kalva Yantra, and Loha Kalva Yantra. This is specifically said on the basis of material used for that. And according to Rasaratha Samuchaya, depending on the shape, it is said that it is of three types: Ardha Chandrakriti, Vartula, and Tritiya Tapta Kalvayantra. But in Rasatarangini, he said only two. One is Vartulakara, second one is the Droni Rupa. Ardha Chandrakriti or Droni Rupa, both are same here. So based on the shape, it is classified as Ardha Chandrakriti Kalvayantra or Droni Rupa Kalvayantra, Vartula Kalvayantra, and Tapta Kalvayantra. So these are the different varieties of Kalvayantra made out of different materials and of different shape here. So some features are set. What is the standard feature for Kalva Yantra? Means Nirudgharo, Sumusranau, Karyo Putrikaya Yutau. This is they said as a standard feature of Kalva Yantra. That means whatever you are going to pound inside that Kalva Yantra, it should not spill out. Nirudghara means it should not spill out from that. That means the side wall should be sufficiently high. So Masrana, the inner surface should be smooth so that you can pound it easily. And Putrikaya Yutta, it should have a pestle in it. Next, in Rasaratha Samuchaya, the explanation is given regarding the dimensions. So here height and length, width and inner depth, thickness of wall, pestle, all these are given both in Rasaratna Samuchaya as well as Rasatarangini. This is the picture of Droni Rupa Kalvayantra or Ardha Chandrakriti Kalvayantra because it is of boat shaped. Accordingly, the name is given there. Vartula Kalvayantra also explained as it is round in shape and the dimension is given as 12 angula. Inner surface should be smooth and inner depth is given as 4 angula. And the specific explanation is given for the Mardaka, that is the pestle. It is said that Chipato, it should be flat, and Chipata, where it should be plus, Chipato Adastat, the lower surface of that pestle should be flat, and at the upper end of that Mardaka, there should be a shikara projection so that you can hold it easily. It won't slip out from your hand. Accordingly, it is set. And in Rasatarangini, somewhat it is different explanation or dimensions are given. That is Vistara dimension is Tapanangula. Tapana means 12 angula. And inner depth is given as Navangula, 9 angula. And Rudrangula Ucharavan, that is height is given as 11 angula. And the thickness of the bithi is given as 2 angula. And the length of Garshaka is set as Indra Angula means 14 Angula. So this much dimensions are not given in Rasaratna Samuchaya. This is given in Rasatarangini. Because in exam you may ask under MCQ about the dimension of these Kalva yantras. So here Utseda, that is the height. Total height is 11 angula. Vistara dimension 12 angula. Nimnatva inner depth is 4 angula according to Rasatarangini 9 angula. Bitti, the thickness of wall is 2 angula. Karshaka is 14 angula. So this is the picture of Vartula Kalva Yantra. Just see the second picture. In that the pestle which is containing a shikara in the upper end, so that you can hold that pestle easily and you can work out easily with that. The third one is Tapta Khalva Yantra. Name itself says that Tapta means hot. So here it is specially made out of Loha, that is the iron, because iron is a good conductor of heat. So here dimension is given as Loho Navangulaha Kalvo Nimnatve Shadangulaha Mardakas Ashtangulas Chaiva Tapta Kalvapi Dhapeyam. So Loha Kalva, total length of the Kalva is given as 9 angula, inner depth is given as 6 angula, and the length of the Mardaka is given as 8 angula, and it should be made out of iron. And it is said that specifically if you use Kanta ayas, so it will increase the potency of the drug which is going to be subjected to Mardana procedure inside that. Okay. And in the same Rasarasna Samuchaya, they said that Tapta Kalva Yantra, that is that particular Kalva Yantra, should be placed on a furnace, and furnace should be filled with the Angara, burning coal. What is the shape of furnace? The shape should be similar to the shape of that Kalva Yantra. So first you have to take a chulli, that is a furnace, fill it with the Angara, and the chulli should be open. The chulli should be open in one side to put the firewood here. So above that chulli, you have to place the Kalva Yantra and you have to do the Mardana. It is specially used in case of Parada Samskara, that is Mardana and Murchana Samskara, and it is also used in Parada Shodhana Karma. Only 3 uses are mentioned here. So this is about the length, depth and vessel length. So this is a picture of Tapta Kalva Yantra. So lower side there is a furnace, and above that Kalva Yantra is placed, and there is a blower attached to that to blow the air inside. So there is one more explanation available on that Tapta Kalva Yantra, that is in Rasendra Sara Sangraha. It is said that Ajashakra Tushagnimva Kanayitva Bhuvikshipet Tasya Upari Sthitam Kalvam Tapta Kalvam Nihojyate. So according to this, first you have to construct a pit in a ground, and that pit should be filled with Ajashakrit or Tusha. Tusha means husk. Then you have to ignite it, and above that you have to place that Loha Kalva yantra. So that is also called as Tapta Kalva yantra according to Rasendra Sarasangra. Only in that book it is mentioned like that. In Rasarata Samucha it is said that you have to use a furnace of same shape as that of Kalva yantra. So this is somewhat the picture of Tapta Kalva yantra. This is the drawing about Tapta Kalva yantra, because nowadays what we are doing is we are constructing a stand, iron stand. Inside that iron stand, that Kalva yantra should be placed. Below we are placing the burning coal, angara, because usually you are doing Parada Karma inside, the temperature should not be too high. So burning coal or angara, or you can use the spirit lamp. But one thing you have to take care here, temperature should not be too high. So if temperature increases, Parada starts to evaporate here. So that care you have to take while using Tapta Kalva yantra. So this is not there. So MCQ about that Tapta Kalva yantra. Dash Kalva yantra is used for the Mardana Samskara of Bharata. Then you have to write it as Tapta Kalva yantra. According to the text Rasatarangini, types of Kalva yantra is dash. It's a two types. Material used for the construction of Tapta Kalva yantra is dash, that is Loha. Dash Kalva yantra is used for the Murchana Samskara of Bharata, that is Tapta Kalva yantra. So like that you will get the MCQ in exam. And question, 5 marks question, define Kalvayantra and write the classification, description and pharmaceutical utility with diagram. So this is the 5 marks question will be asked in the exam. So next is the Damaru Yantra. Name itself says that the shape of the Damaru is similar to Yantra is similar to the Damaru, that is a musical instrument present in the hand of Lord Shiva. Accordingly, it is set as Damaru Yantra. For the construction of Damaru Yantra, two earthen vessels are required. So one is in the lower side, the another one is in the upper side. Take one vessel and place the drugs whatever you want to do the sublimation inside that lower vessel, and take one more vessel, make it upside down and place it over that previous other vessel. And now the joining part of these two vessels should be sealed properly, that is the sandhi bandhana should be proper here, because you are doing the sublimation procedure. So chances of evaporation of the drug is there, that's why sandhi bandhana should be proper here. When the sandhi bandhana completely dries, then you have to place it over furnace and subject it into agni. As you are doing the sublimation procedure, better to place a cold pad on the top of the yantra. The purpose is here condensation. So that is not explained in the classical text. It is said that yantra stalyupari stalim nyubjam datva nirundayet yantram damarukakyam tadrasa bhasma kritehitam. It is said that for the preparation of rasa bhasma, that is for the preparation of rasa sindura, you can use this damaru yantra, or you can use this damaru yantra for the extraction of parada from hingula, or you can use this for the shodhana of gandhaka. One of the method explained for shodhana of gandhaka is damaru yantra vidhi. So that is also explained in Rasatarangini. Okay. So this is the picture of damaru yantra. Now, what are the MCQ you can get on that yantra? Number of earthen vessels required for the construction of damaru yantra is dash 2. Dash yantra is used for the preparation of rasa bhasma, that is Damaru yantra. Yantra used for the shodhana of gandhaka is dash, that is Damaru yantra. Damaru yantra is used for dash process. Damaru yantra is used for sublimation process. Dash type of chulli is used in Damaru yantra. There you have to write it as Ekamukhi chulli, because there is one more yantra where Chaturmukhi chulli is used. So here type of chulli is Ekamukhi. Ekamukhi means in one direction you are placing the firewood here. So that's why what type of chulli is used in Damaru yantra. So there they may give it as Ekamukhi, Chaturmukhi, Trimukhi like that. So you have to write it as Ekamukhi chulli. Question. Explain Damaru yantra and write how it is different from Vidyadhara yantra with diagram. So Vidyadhara yantra I will explain you afterwards. but there are some similarity between Damaru yantra, Vidyadhara yantra. That's why the question may ask how it is different from Vidyadhara yantra, and write the diagram to explain the difference between these two. So Vidyadhara yantra. This Vidyadhara yantra is invented by Acharya Vidyadhara. That's why it is called as Vidyadhara yantra. So Vidyadhara yantra, you will get the two references in Rasaratna Samuchaya. In one reference, that Vidyadhara yantra is similar to Damaru yantra, and in another reference, Vidyadhara yantra is little bit different. That is this is the Vidyadhara yantra. So let us go with the first one. So here it is said that yantram Vidyadharam Jnayam Stali Dvitaya Samputat. So you are in the need of two earthen vessels, and Chulli Chaturmukhim Krutva Yantra Bandam Niveshet. Here you are in the need of a chulli, that is a furnace. Specifically, it is mentioned that Chaturmukhi chulli is required. That means from four directions you have to put the firewood, and above that you have to place the yantra. This yantra that is similar to Damaru yantra. So this is the same picture as Damaru yantra. No difference in that. First, you have to take one yantra, one earthen vessel, place the Aushadha Dravyas in it, and take another earthen vessel and keep it upside down and seal the joining part. Now, this is exactly equal to Damaru yantra. Only difference here is you are using Chaturmukhi chulli. That means from four directions you are placing the firewood. That says that the intensity of temperature what you get in Vidyadhara yantra is more than that of Damaru yantra. That's why specifically it is used for the extraction of mercury from the hingula, because high temperature is required there. Accordingly, Vidyadhara yantra is used. So here it is said that third line, Tatra Aushadam Vinikshipya Nirundhya Bhandakananam. First you place the Aushad Dravya and seal the edges of that. Yantram Vidyadharam Nama Tantrajnaya Parikirtitam. That is called as Vidyadhara Yantra because it is invented by Acharya Vidyadhara. So this is the difference between Vidyadhara Yantra and Damaru Yantra. In Damaru Yantra, there is Ekamukhi Chulli. In Vidyadhara Yantra, there is Chaturmukhi Chulli. Other than that, both are same here. So there is one more Vidyadhara Yantra explained in Rasaratna Samuchaya, that is the picture goes like this. It also needs two vessels. Lower vessel you have to place the drug, and upper vessel is here facing upwards. In that upper vessel you have to place water for condensation purpose. So here it says Stali Kopari Vinyasya Stalim, because you are in the need of two stali earthen vessel. First place one earthen vessel and place the drugs, especially hingula, because it is specially mentioned for hingula krishta hetave. So what you have to do is place hingula, that is the shodhita hingula, and above that you have to place another vessel, but here upper vessel should be facing upwards, and fill the vessel with water, and from the lower side you have to give the agni here. So stali kopari vinyasya stalim samyak nirundhya ऊर्ध्वस्थाल्यां जलं क्षिप्त्वा वह्निं प्रज्वालयेत् अधः एतत् विद्याधरं यन्त्रं. What is the use of this? Hingula krishta hetave. To extract the mercury from hingula, you are in the need of this Vidyadhara yantra. So in compiled textbooks, they are given the mixed features of two Vidyadhara yantras. Actually, in this Hingula Krishna Vidyadhara Yantra, type of chulli is not mentioned, whereas the previous one, there the type of chulli is mentioned as Chaturmukhi chulli. Most of the textbooks, they are given the picture of second Vidyadhara Yantra and they made Chaturmukhi chulli. That is the wrong explanation given by the authors. Actually, there are two Vidyadhara Yantras. The one which is similar to Damaru Yantra, there Chaturmukhi Chulli, whereas in other Vidyadhara Yantra, it is Ekamukhi Chulli only. Okay. So this is the difference between two Vidyadhara Yantras. MCQ on that. Who invented Vidyadhara Yantra? Write it as Vidyadhara. Dash yantra is used for the extraction of parada from hingula. That is the Vidyadhara yantra is the answer. Type of chulika used for the construction of Vidyadhara yantra is Chaturmukhi Chulli, because here especially they asked about Chullika, write it as Chaturmukhi Chulli. Dash yantra is used for sublimation procedure, that is the Vidyadhara yantra, or you can write about the Damaru yantra. So both are used for sublimation procedure here. Question: explain Vidyadhara yantra in detail with diagram and write the pharmaceutical application of it. Pharmaceutical application, there you have to write it. It is used for sublimation. Specifically, it is mentioned for the extraction of Bharata from Hingula. Now next one is the Patana yantra. See here, Patana yantra, Vidyadhara yantra and Damaru yantra. All the three are used for sublimation procedure, but the explanation is given in the different places. Patana yantra is also used for sublimation procedure. It is specially used in Parata Samskara, that is in Patana Samskara, to make the Parata free from Yaugika doshas like Naga and Vanga. There you have to go with the Patana Samskara. So there are three types of yantras are used: Patanam, Drida, Urdhva, Tiryak and Adhapatana yantras. Accordingly, Urdhvapatana yantra is used, Urdhvapatana Samskara of Bharata, Adhapatana yantra is used for Adhapatana Samskara of Bharata, and Tiryakpatana yantra is used for Tiryakpatana Samskara of Bharata. So this is the dimension. Urdhvapatana yantra, name itself says that movement of Bharata that occurs to upper directions. Accordingly, it is called as Urdhvapatana yantra. Urdhvapatana yantra, it is similar to, somewhat similar to Damaru yantra. There is a little bit difference in that. So this is the picture of Urdhvapatana yantra. So in that, you are in the need of two pots. One is the lower pot and the upper pot. The mouth of the lower pot should be smaller than that of the mouth of the upper pot, so that the mouth of the lower pot can be inserted through the mouth of the upper pot, and the joining part should be sealed properly. On the top of that instrument, there is a water reservoir, or it is called as Toyadhara, and the dimension is given for that Toyadhara as Ashtangula Parinaha Anahena Dashangulam. That is, the width is 8 angula, length is 10 angula, and height is given as 4 angula. So that dimension is specifically given in Urdhvapatana yantra. Instead of placing cold pad in Damaru yantra, here directly it is said to construct a water reservoir here. And after inserting the mouth of the lower pot through the mouth of the upper pot, the joining part should be sealed properly, and the material used for joining that is Sandhibandhan or sealing is said that it is Maiji Kshira Churna Mandura Panitaihi. That sealing material is prepared out of the mixture of Maiji Kshira, Churna, that is the calcium oxide, Mandura, iron oxide, and Panita, that is the Ishuvikara. Mix all the four together so that you will get the sticky mass. With that, you have to seal the joining parts, because this is specifically used in the sublimation of the parada. That's why you have to protect it properly by doing proper sealing. So specific sealing material is mentioned in Urdhvapatana yantra. Similarly, this is the difference between Urdhvapatana and Damaru yantra. And Damaru yantra, here both the vessels having same dimension and the diameter of the mouth is of same. But in case of Urdhvapatana yantra, the diameter of the lower vessel is smaller than that of the diameter of the upper vessel. And in Urdhvapatana yantra, there is a water reservoir that is not there in case of Damaru yantra. So Adaphatana yantra, so this is the picture of Adaphatana yantra. In Adaphatana yantra, what you have to do is you have to construct a pit. Inside the pit, you have to place a earthen vessel, and that is filled with water. And inside the upper vessel, the paste of paratha is applied, and mouth of the upper vessel is inserted through the mouth of the lower vessel. and the remaining part of the pit should be filled with the mud, and above the upper vessel one has to spread the cow dung cakes. When the temperature increases, mercury starts to separate from that paste and it starts to move downwards and collects in water. That's why it is called as adapatana yantra. In urdhvapatana yantra mercury moves upwards, in adapatana yantra mercury moves downwards. So next comes Tiryak Yantra. Here the movement of mercury vapors is in a horizontal direction. That's why it is called as Tiryak. Tiryak means horizontal Patana Yantra. So for the construction of this, again two mud pots are required. One is bigger one, another one is a smaller one. Bigger one, there you have to place the mercury and that is placed over furnace, and that is connected with the lower one with the help of a tube. The lower vessel should have water in it. Specifically, it is said that Swadu Shitalam, there is a cold water and soft water should be used in a lower vessel. So, both the vessels should be sealed properly and the joining part should be sealed with the help of sealing material properly. So here in all the three yantras, sublimation takes place here. And related to that, MCQ comes as Vidyadhara is present in dash Patana yantra, that is Urdo Patana yantra. Patana yantras are dash in number, 3 in number. In Tiryak Patana yantra, Parda moves in dash direction, horizontal direction. Dash Kshira is used to prepare binding the material in Urdhvapatana yantra, that is Mahishi Kshira. So only specific binding material is explained in case of this yantra prakarana, in case of Patana yantras. In all the three Patana yantras, you have to go with the binding material of Mahishi Kshira, Churna, Mandura and Panita. Question about this is explain Patana yantras in detail with neat diagram. So 5 marks question will be asked here. So you have to draw the neat diagram, label it properly, then give the explanation of that. So this is the Dola yantra commonly used in the practical hall. So you are also knowing that why it is called as Dola, because there is one hanging material or oscillating material in that. Accordingly, it is said that Dola yantra. For the construction of Dola yantra, one earthen vessel is required. Fill the earthen vessel with liquid. It is specifically said that half of the vessel should be filled with the liquid, and on either side of its neck part you have to make a hole. Through that hole one had to insert the danda. From that danda potali should be hanged with the help of a thread, but here care what you have to take is potali should be completely immersed in that and it should not touch the base of the vessel. This is the special yantra specifically used for Swedana of dravyas. So this is the cross section. It is the upper view of that Dola yantra. MCQ on that is level of liquid used in Dola yantra is dash. It is Arda. Dola yantra is used for dash karma, Swedana karma. Dash yantra is used for Haratala Shodhana, that is the Dola yantra. Dash yantra is used for Shankar Shukti Shodhana, that is again Dola yantra. Dash yantra is used for the Swedana Samskara of Parada, that is Dola yantra. Dash yantra is used for the Deepana Samskara of Parada, that is Dola yantra. So these are the questions you may get under MCQ. Explain Dola yantra in detail with the neat diagram and write the pharmaceutical utility of it. So this is the Patala yantra. Patala yantra, why it is called so? Because it is constructed inside the ground. It is called as Patala yantra. So first you have to dig a pit in a ground. The depth of the pit is given as hasta pramana. One hasta is equal to 24 angula. Inside that pit, one has to place the yantra, that's the earthen vessel, and above that earthen vessel you have to place another earthen vessel that is filled with a drug, and mouth of the vessel should be covered with the sharava having hole at its center. Now the whole joining part should be sealed properly and the whole instrument should be placed inside the pit. Remaining sides of that pit should be filled with the mud, and in the upper part you have to place the cow dung cakes and ignite it. So this yantra is specially used for the extraction of oil from Palataka or Vishwamitra Kapala. Vishwamitra Kapala means it's a coconut shell that also gives a certain kind of oil. It is irritant one. Or or for the extraction of Gandhaka, one has to go for this Patala yantra. Why this specially used? Because this Ballataka Taila, Vishwamitra Kapala Taila, these are irritant in nature. Exposure to fumes of that itself causes allergic reactions in the body. That's why the whole instrument is placed inside the pit and Taila is extracted here. Usually these procedures are performed at night time because night time movement of people is not there at that area, so exposure becomes less. That's why it is completely performed at night time and the total instrument should be placed inside the pit here. So this is about Patala Yantra. Question: Patala Yantra is used for dash extraction of Ballataka Taila or Vishwamitra Kapala Taila or Gandhaka Taila. Depth of pit in Patala Yantra is dash Hasta Pramana. Ballataka Taila Patana is done by using dash Yantra, that is the Patala Yantra. Gandhaka Taila Patana is done by using dash Yantra, that is the Patala Yantra. Question on this is: explain Patala Yantra with neat diagram and write the pharmaceutical utility. This is the one more yantra, that is the Palika yantra. So this is the picture of Palika yantra. That is usually in household we are using it to remove the oil from a container which is having a depth. So here explanation is given as Chashakam, that is a cup like Vartulam, round in shape, made out of Loha iron. Vinita Agra Urdha Dandakam, the upper end of this instrument, it should have a danda, that is the rod like structure, and it should be bent. Etadi Palika Yantra. This is called as Palika Yantra. Why it is used? Bali Jarana Hetave. That means to do the Jarana of Bali means Gandhaka. For the Gandhaka Jarana, this yantra is specially used. So next one is Dharvika Yantra. Again it is similar to that, but here the danda is attached in a horizontal direction. And this one is specially said that it is used for Gandhaka Shodhana. Now question on that. Palika Yantra is used for what? Palika Yantra is used for Bali Jarana, that is Gandhaka Jarana. Dash Yantra is used for Bali Jarana, then you have to write it as Palika Yantra. Dash Yantra is used for Gandhaka Shodhana, then you have to write it as Darvika Yantra. Explain Palika and Darvika Yantra in detail with diagram and its pharmaceutical application. So Valuka Yantra, as Valuka is used in this yantra, it is called as Valuka yantra. For the preparation of Valuka yantra, you are in the need of a bottle, and bottle should be narrow mouthed bottle. You have to take a clean narrow mouthed bottle and you have to wrap it with the help of a cloth which is smeared with the mritika. So such as 7 wrappings you have to do around this bottle. Total thickness of wrapping is given as 1 angula. Now 1/3 part of the bottle should be filled with the kajali and it is corked with the help of cork. Now this bottle should be placed inside a banda, that is a bucket like structure, and the depth of the banda is given as 1 Vidasti Pramana, that is 12 angula. First you have to fill the banda with valuka. Inside you have to place the bottle. Now surrounding area of the bottle should be covered with the valuka. Till the neck part you have to fill the banda with the valuka. So after filling that, so according to the explanation, what you have to do is the mouth of the bhanda should be covered with a lid. Bhanda Vaktra Manikaya Sandim Limpet Mrida Pachet. After covering it with the lid, the joining part of the bhanda and the lid should be sealed properly. And now you can't make out what is going inside. So before covering it with the lid, you have to remove the cork of that, then you have to cover it. Now you can't see what is going on inside the bottle. You are going on Agni with the help of Chulli now. So how long you have to give the Agni? Tranasya Chadahan. You have to keep a trana or a grass on the surface of lid. When it starts to burn, you have to stop giving Agni and keep it as it is for Swanga Shita. And next day you have to collect the bottle and remove the wrappings and break it and get the Kupi Pakwa Rasayan. That means break it and collect the medicines. That is specially said that Kupi Pakwa Rasayanas. That means Kupyam Agnina Pakvam Rasayanam Kupi Pakva Rasayanam like Rasa Sindura, Rasa Karpura, Rasa Pushpa, Samir Panagarasa, Makaradwaja. All these are prepared by using this Valuka yantra. So nowadays, this is actually the cross section of Valuka yantra according to the explanation in the classical textbook. So the mouth of the banda is covered with another vessel and it is sealed properly. So this is what the explanation available classical textbooks. Nowadays we are not following that. Just we are keeping it open and when the vapor starts to come out from the mouth of the bottle, we are corking it and we are keeping it as it is. That is the method we are following. Actual description is that is what printed one picture is there. That is the actual description of Valuka yantra. So along with that, in your syllabus, there is one more yantra that is Kupi yantra. Kupi yantra is nothing but the same bottle preparation is explained here, nothing more than that. So they said the same one. You have to take a Kupi, that is a narrow mouth Kupi, and the outer surface of the Kupi should be wrapped with the mud with the help of cloth and dry it, and that is used for the preparation of medicine. Question on that: thickness of bottle wrapping in Kupi yantra is dash, that is 1 angula pramana. Depth of the banda in Kupi yantra is what? It is 1 metasi pramana. Valuka yantra is used for the preparation of dash Kupi pakva rasayanas. Kupi pakva rasayanas are prepared by using dash, that is the Valuka yantra. Rasa sindur is prepared by using dash, that is Valuka yantra. So this type of questions you may get in an exam for MCQ. Describe Valuka yantra in detail with diagram and write the pharmaceutical application of that. Sharava yantra, this is also given in your syllabus. You are already knowing that there is no classical as such reference is not there. Sharava yantra means it is nothing but it is a saucer-like structure made out of mritika, that is a mud. So various shapes and sized Sharava yantras are available in a textbook. Depending on your requirement, you have to select the size of that. Here specifically they said to use mritika because it is inert in nature, and this Sharava yantra is used for the preparation of basma, Lavana Kalpana, Shweta Parpati. For all those things we are using this Sharava yantra. When two Sharavas are joined and made it into box like structure, then it is called as Puta yantra. It is given as Sharava Samputa Antastam Karishesh Agnimanavit Pache Chulyam Dviyamam Rasam Tatputa Yantrakam. So there you have to place the drugs inside that Samputa and subject it into Puta. So there is one more explanation available in Rasa Tarangini. According to that, instead of Sharava, you have to take a earthen vessel, Kumbha, and inside that you have to place the drug and cover it with the help of a lid or a Sharava, seal it and subject it into Agni. So whenever the quantity of drug is more, you can go with the Kumbha, that is the earthen vessel. When it is less, better to go with the Sharava. So especially in case of basma preparation, better to go with the two sharavas instead of going with the kumbha. Whenever you want to prepare bodanti basma, then you can go with the second explanation. MCQ: number of sharavas present in Putayantra is dash 2. Putayantra is used for the preparation of dash basma. Dash yantra is used for the preparation of Arka Lavana, that is the Putayantra. Dash yantra is used for the preparation of basma, that is Putayantra. Pithara yantra. Pithara yantra, it is actually classical reference exact is not available. For Pithara yantra, you require one earthen vessel or any vessel made out of any material. Fill it with a liquid. Mouth of this vessel should be covered with a lid. It should be a heavy lid having hole at its center, and it is used for the shodhana of puthi lohas like Naga, Vanga, Yashada, those which are having low melting point. There, the procedure used is dhalana. So why Pitara yantra is used? Because of sudden variation in temperature, there is chances of spillage of drug from that vessel. To avoid that, the mouth of the vessel should be covered with a lid, which should be heavy, so that the spillage of drugs can be avoided here. So what you are doing, you are taking Naga, Vanga or any of these drugs, melt it and pour it into a liquid mentioned in the classical textbook. So this is about Pithara yantra. Pithara yantra is used for the shodhana of dash. You can write Naga, Vanga, Yashoda, whatever is there in under that four answers you can write. Yantra used for Naga Shodhana is dash Pithara yantra. Yantra used for Vanga Shodhana is dash Pithara yantra. Dash yantra is used for the Shodhana of Yashoda, then you can write it as Pithara yantra. So any question may come. It may come in the different ways, but answer is same one. Now, Arka Patana yantra. So, the explanation of Arka Patana yantra is available in Arka Prakasha. It is specifically used for the distillation. So, Arka Prakasha, we will get the reference. So, according to this, for the preparation of Arka Patana yantra, various materials are required. That is Loha Churna, Spatika, that is potassium, Gairika, hematite, Brishta Mritika means burnt mud, Mritika, that is a mud, and Asti Bhavam Churna means it is the powders of Asti, Kacha, glass, Kika Sajam Rajaha means Kasisa. So you have to take all these materials in equal quantity and mix it with the mud again. The quantity of mud should be equal to the quantity of total quantity of the drugs. Now these mixtures should be subjected to bhavana procedure by using panchamutras, that is gomutra, ashwamutra, mahishamutra, gajamutra and ajamutra, and do the mardana till it becomes free from the smell of mutra. Till that time, you have to do the mardana and get the mixture of material. From that material, you have to construct the Arkapatana yantra. So this explanation is somewhat, it is a complicating one. What they say is the person who is well versed in preparing the mud pots should do this yantra. So here you are in the need of a earthen vessel having sufficient thickness in the Udara Bhaga, and the diameter of the mouth of the vessel should be 3 angula, and from the mouth you have to construct a elevation. The elevation height is given as 3 angula. Now, in that elevation, you have to make a small hole. Through that hole, one has to fix a nala, that is a tube-like structure. Shape is said that Gaja Shunda Samam, that means it is a bent pipe you have to fix. So now, mouth of the vessel should be covered with a sarika, that means covered with a lid. The shape of the lid is given as Ardha Nimbu Falasamam. That is somewhat that shaped, Ardha Nimbu shaped lid you have to take, and that is tightly fixed in the mouth of the vessel. Now, the other end of the tube should be placed in another container to collect the distillate. The joining part of the instrument should be sealed properly here. So, that is the explanation of Arka Patana Yantra available in Arka Prakasha. MCQ on that is Arka Patana Yantra was introduced by Ravana. Dash process is done by using Arkapatana yantra, that is the distillation. Yantra used for distillation process is named as Arkapatana yantra. Ajamoda Arka is extracted by using Arkapatana yantra. Question on that. Explain Arkapatana yantra in detail with materials used for the construction of it and its pharmaceutical utility. So the next one is Jarana yantra. Jarana yantra is specially used in Parada Jarana Samskara. According to this, uh, so in Jarana yantra, you are in the need of two mushas of same size. Loha musha dvayam krutva dvadashangula manatah. You are in the need of two mushas, and the dimension is given as 12 angula. In that, one musha should have hole in the base, and that is filled with gandhaka. Another musha should have parada in it. Now, the musha which is having gandhaka in it, that should be inserted through the musha of another one that is containing parada in it. Now, the joining part of these two mushas should be sealed properly and placed inside a vessel that containing water in it. Above this vessel, you have to place another earthen vessel that should be filled with the cow dung cakes and you have to ignite it. The total instrument should be placed on a chulika and give the Agni. This yantra, so before subjecting it to Agni, this musha should be totally filled with the swarasa of Lashuna. After that, you have to keep another vessel, and above the vessel, you have to place that cow dung cakes and subject it into Agni. This yantra is specially used for the Jarana karma of Bharata. On that, you may get only one question because these yantras are not commonly used now. So, explain Jarana yantra in detail with diagram and explain the pharmaceutical application in Rashastra. So now the next one is Stali Yantra. Stali Yantra, it is said as Stalyam Handikayam Paka iti Stali Yantra. That means, so you are using one earthen vessel. In that earthen vessel, you are doing the Paka. Accordingly, it is called as Stali Yantra. Specifically, it said that in case of Parda Shodhana, you had to take one earthen vessel, fill the vessel with the Gomutra. Inside that Gomutra, you had to place the Tamprati Dravya directly. And after that, the speciality here is the mouth of the vessel should be covered with the lid. That means here Swedana takes place under pressure because you are covering the mouth of the vessel and drugs are directly placed in the liquid. This is the picture of Stali Yantra. So MCQ dash yantra is used for Tamra Shodhana. You have to write it as Tali yantra. Swedani yantra, name itself says that this is also used for Swedana karma. So here you have to take one earthen vessel, fill the vessel with liquid. Mouth of the vessel should be covered with a cloth. Above that cloth, you have to place the drug that is subjected to Swedana karma. Now the mouth of the vessel should be covered with the help of lid and subject it into Agni Karma. The purpose of this Svedana Yantra is Svedana Karma. So this is the picture of Svedana Yantra. So you will get explanation of another Svedana Yantra. So there it is said that the drug should be tied in a cloth and hanged with the help of a rod similar to Dola Yantra, but the difference here is pottery should not be get immersed in the liquid, it should be above the level of liquid and the mouth of the vessel should be sealed with the help of lid. That means there are three yantras used for Svedana Karma. One is Svedani Yantra, second one is the Stali Yantra, third one is the Dola Yantra. Here Dola Yantra mouth is vessel mouth is not closed, it is open. In Swedani Yantra and in case of Stali Yantra, it is closed. That is the difference here. This is the difference between Swedani Yantra and the Dola Yantra. So, some of the questions that procedure is performed through Swedani Yantra, that is the Swedana. Swedani Yantra is also called as what? It is called as Ushna Yantra. Write the difference between Swedani Yantra and Dola Yantra and explain in detail both with their pharmaceutical application. So, with that, I am going to complete today's presentation. Puta, I'll take it in a next session. So I'll stop here. Thank you for giving an opportunity to give a small explanation about Yantra Prakarana.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the detailed session. I hope many are benefited from this, and we were really honored to have you in the session, ma'am. We look forward for taking many more sessions like this, ma'am. Thank you.